Hi, how's everyone? I hope everyone is having a wonderful Easter Sunday, or if you do not celebrate Easter, or if you are a part of another religion, I hope everyone is just having a great day. I just got back from church and I had a great time, and now I'm going to a cousin's house to eat dinner, and I'm just glad that it's Sunday and I don't know, happy Resurrection Sunday. I feel rejuvenated. Maybe it's just a placebo effect, but I don't really talk a lot about my spirituality and faith, but you know, I just I love Easter. It's just such a nice holiday. And my mom gave me this peep, this little toy peep or like little stuffed peep, and I like the way that it feels. And what's funny is these candies are actually nasty to me. I don't like it at all. It's like just pounds and pounds of sugar that you're putting into your mouth with some food flavoring to it. It's nasty, but this pink little peep thingy is so cute, and I named it Pinky. Or yeah, I don't know, because I have a stuffed pig that's named Pinky. I have so many stuffed animals, but I love it, and I got an Easter basket because I'm childish. I'm like 20 and I'm still getting Easter baskets. But wherever you are, I love you, whether you are a day away, 5 hours away. Have a great day. I love y'all. Okay, so the reason why I'm making this video is because I wanted to talk briefly about Stephon Clark and the situation with the police. First and foremost, fuck the state. I am sick of the government. I don't trust it. You know, I never fully trusted the police anyway. I just felt like how the police approaches people, they just seem rude and unnecessary. And I understand that they are authorities and you have to do what the law tells you to. And sometimes they have to be hard on you so you'll understand. I get it, but I had situations with police officers where I never thought they were nice people, or most of them. And the only nice police officer that I can remember was during the DARE program, where he would come by and we all loved him. He was a great police officer and he was fun. But then, every other police officer just didn't seem friendly. Hey. But what happened with Stephon Clark was that he was in his grandma's backyard. I believe it was at nighttime. The police saw him and they believed he had a crowbar, and long story short, they shot him 8 times in the back. Or no, 6 times. I think 6 times in the front and 2 in the back. But they shot him 8 times. Other people are saying he was shot 20 times. But reports say he was shot 8 times. And his body was so torn up that they couldn't have an open casket, or they couldn't have a service for him because it was very hard to recover. And just hearing about it, it's horrible. Just because you thought that he had a crowbar, he actually had a cell phone. Even if he had a crowbar against a machine, a gun, come on now. Come on, there was no reason to shoot the man 8 times. And I'm speaking from the perspective of, why do police officers feel the need to shoot someone that's unarmed and act as if they are a threat when they are trained and they are stronger than most people, stronger than civilians? Why do they feel the need to feel that they are so threatened that they have to kill somebody in a violent way? It's because basically, as people have described police officers, many of them, if not almost all of them, are bullies in suits, bullies with badges. They are trigger happy people, and a lot of them are racist, and they use it as an excuse to shoot someone because they are black, or because they are brown, or because they are female. And that's not okay. 8 times in the back, or 8 times from the front to the back, just because you thought that he had an inanimate object that couldn't hurt you from a mile away. Like, what would you think he was gonna do? Throw it at you or something? Bash someone's brains in, maybe, but still, like, I can see, like, if you, but no, there's no reason, because he was holding something, and because he was a black man. No, there's no excuse for that. And then a couple of days prior, a black woman was coerced out of her car and shot, and she had mental issues. But no one really cares about that because she's a black woman. You know, when we speak of police brutality, it's always black men are shot, black men are killed, because this idea that black women are seen as more delicate and we're female when it's convenient. You know, we're delicate women when it's convenient to not talk about our issues. But then when y'all want to talk shit about us, then we are mean and we are masculine. Every single black woman, you know, no matter the presentation, no matter the identity, we are all these evil harpies that are scary and violent. But then we're not as much of a threat to white men, to the police. Like, that doesn't make any sense. No one sees black women as delicate. They don't even see us as women. So what the fuck are you talking about when you say that black men are prone to police brutality and black women are not? You are stupid. Especially when many black women are raped and killed and no one cares about it. We just throw them a funeral and then the police never gets what they deserve. But yet, when a black man is shot, we care because y'all care more about black men, cis-het black men, not all black men, but cis-het black men, than black women. Trans black women are part of the black female community, and you definitely don't care. But some man who didn't like black women is shot, and now y'all care. And now y'all protesting for this person, which, let me tell you something, I do not care to protest for this person. I just got done talking about them. But I do not care to protest for a man who hated me, who thought that he was better than me, who thought that other groups of women were better than me. Steven Clark. Now, to be honest, when I first saw the pictures of his family and I saw what his wife looked like, I assumed. But I didn't want to be that person because I've done that 2 times before where I saw an interracial couple on my Facebook or I saw them on my Twitter feed and I looked up their tweets. And they said things that were unflattering towards black women. And I got a couple of people mad at me for that because I'm just bitter and I was looking for something to be mad at. Well, okay, and I found it. I was looking for a problem and I found it. There is a couple of people that were saying, I love white women and I love non-black women and all this and black bitches and this. And I looked up their tweets. And sure enough, yeah, they are that type of couple. Most interracial couples where I'm from don't like black women. Most interracial couples are together to spite black women. To me, they are no better than a white supremacist. Just because they aren't black, or just because they aren't white, or because they are women, doesn't make them any less violent. And honestly, looking at Steven Clark and his wife's tweets, they were terrible individuals. They were awful. Steven Clark said things like, fuck a black bitch, the only black thing I ever want in my life is an Xbox, dark bitches bring dark days. And his wife was talking about black children. I don't want my son to be too dark. Why does he have to be chocolate? Why does he have to be darker than me? Which I don't understand why you would deliberately have mixed children, black children, and then not want them to come out black. You have to be a total narcissist for you to try to take credit for a black child's beauty by saying, well, my non-black genes made them so beautiful. You know, they're only so beautiful because of my non-black half, even though I only needed a black man to procreate because, you know, I didn't want to pass on my ugly genes onto a child if we were like fully Asian or fully white. You know, like this idea that black is ugly, but it's a lot of ugly non-black people that need a black person to save them from ugly genes. Like, you notice that it's always ugly non-black people that hate black people that need a black person to save them from having ugly children and passing on their ugly genes. You know, isn't that funny? But yeah, they basically said, fuck black women, black bitches are this and that. And I don't really have any sympathy for Steven Clark as far as him being dead. And as a black woman, it's tough for you to be against police brutality and state violence, but then for you to say fuck everyone who has a problem with gay people, black women, trans people, disabled people, sex workers. There were tweets from Erica Garner where she said some nasty things about gay people, and when gay people were asking her what she thought about their issues, she laughed at them. Oh, the poor gays are mad at me, and blah blah blah, and fuck the gays. And then apparently Sandra Bland said some things about gay people. Apparently she told them that gay people deserve to burn in hell. And there's some gay people who really don't have sympathy for her. And I'm not saying that I don't have sympathy for her, but I understand why I understand why marginalized people would not care if their oppressor dies. We've laughed at Ku Klux Klansmen dying of old age or being shot or killed. We've laughed at a Nazi falling out during his speech and dying shortly afterwards. I follow one girl who is a descendant of Holocaust survivors and victims, and we watched the video of the man dying during his Nazi speech. She tweeted, ha ha ha, laughed. She laughed at that man, got several retweets off of that, probably hundreds, maybe even 1,000 retweets off of that. And we understood why she thought it was funny. I understand why it's funny. You know, neo-Nazis attack me because I'm black. Okay, not just people who are Jewish or of white Ashkenazi descent, but all types of brown people, brown Jewish people, black Jewish people. But we understood that because that person was directly harming her, even though he wasn't saying, yeah, fuck that particular person, he was saying fuck all people, essentially, during his speech. And we understood that she felt some type of relief from that. You know, all that horror you've done to my people, I'm glad at least one person in the world is dead. Karma. So I can understand why so many black women, including myself, do not care if a man who thought that we were beneath him is dead. I can understand why people don't have sympathy for him. I can understand why some people feel that it's karma, that you thought that you were so above women and you wanted to date Asian women because you thought they were better, and you didn't want to be associated with black women, and you treated us like animals. And then, unfortunately, I don't know. I don't want to speak too much, but you have to say the things you want to say if you don't want people to perceive you in a way that you are not. I don't know how to explain it, but you can't say horrible things about people then expect them to fight for you. I'm not going to fight for someone who hated me. I'm not going to fight for a man who hated me. I can't march for him. I can't promote him. I can't seek justice for him. Other people can, but I can't. An Asian woman, his Asian wife can support him. Asian people, white people, non-black people can support him because that's the people that he loved. I don't want the burden of marching for someone who didn't like me. And I'm sorry, but people like Stephen Clark get black women killed, cause their suicide because he hated their mere existence. He hated the fact that they were black. He said horrible things about them. He and his wife were both violent people. In my opinion, I don't see them any different as a racist police officer or a Ku Klux member. I don't care if they are victims of internalized racism. They have more privilege and power over me. People like Stephen Clark probably fought black women all the time. They probably sat there and said black women deserve to die. Fuck these dead hoes. They're nothing but a dead hoe anyway. So who cares? His wife said, I don't like black bitches because they too mean. I only fuck with white bitches because they got the cheese. And it was probably a song lyric. But still, we know that because he said things about black women, she felt those ways about black women too. And then there's people coming out like, nah, there's black women who said that they were cool with him and he's not what you think he is. You can't judge him based off his tweets. Okay, white people have friends all the time that aren't white and they're still racist. Oh, well, he didn't really mean what he said. He has black friends. Fuck that shit. I know plenty of white people I went to high school with that say racist things all the time who are Trump supporters, but yet they love black athletes. They have black male friends, black female friends. And I still think they are trash. I was so angry yesterday because so many people were saying black women were just bitter and vengeful because he didn't prefer us. Stop acting like black men and non-black women are innocent people that just love each other and don't intend to harm us. People, like I said, people like Stephen Clark probably would have been happy if one of us was shot. His wife would have been happy. They are sadists. People like them get off on the pain and humiliation of black women. They love seeing us hurt, so why should I care if these people are, asking for our help now? Like, his wife had the nerve to ask us for her help, and black women were reaching out to her, and she was saying, thank you so much, I appreciate it. No, fuck you, bitch. You say so many horrible things about black women. Now that a black man that you claim to have loved, that you fetishize, is dead, now you want our help. No, do it yourself instead of sitting behind a computer screen and just crying all that, because that's what happens when you treat people like shit, when you are a horrible person, when you are a bigot. God, like people like you guys make it hard for black women. You don't understand the type of pain people like you bring when you let black women know, young black girls know that they are worthless. Young children know that they are worthless. Harming dark-skinned children. Do you know that people like you have killed dark-skinned children and black women because you didn't like them? Benevolent hatred. Oh, I just don't like them, but I can't cause you any harm. Someone really said, oh, black women are more privileged than black men. All you said was that he didn't like y'all, but what power did he have? What power did that man have? He was shot by the police. So that showed that he didn't have much power. He does have power over us. Black men have power over black women. And if you put anything in the comments disagreeing or trying to be smart and nasty, I am removing the comments and I'm blocking you from my channel. I'm going to do that. I don't care. So, like, you're probably going to do it anyway, but I'm going to block you. So there's no point of you putting comments and saying no and blah, blah, blah. No, I'm going to block you. You know, as a black woman, I've always believed this, that no one cares about us. No one cares if we're dead. No one finds us worthy enough to have relations with. But yeah, we're supposed to march for them. I have no loyalty to people like that. You know, it's unfortunate for his family and his children. 2 children that he didn't even really love or care about, because they were always talking about how they didn't want their children to be too dark and they wanted their children to be Vietnamese and all of that. But then now we have to think about his black children that he probably, fed toxic thoughts to. But I just hope those children are doing all right. I'm sorry that his wife lost her husband. I know that it's hard. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. A mother lost her son. His grandma witnessed her grandson being shot in his yard, even though, his black grandmother that he thought was below an Xbox. It's very sad. And it's very hard to forgive people who hated you because you existed. And I've tried to accept people. I've tried to go the all lives matter route, only to be shot down. Trying to fit in with people that didn't give a fuck about me. So basically for me, just care about people who care about you. Alright, I'm done.